Okay, so I tried to upload that video like 2 times. For some reason it won't upload, so I'm just gonna do it again, I guess. So the other day when I was talking about my energy being high and what happened, it's not so much that it's a wow factor or anything like that. It's the point that I'm learning lessons, and I think that I'm supposed to tell you guys too, so you kind of learn some lessons about things. What happened was a friend of mine sent me a picture, and in the picture there was like these white, like orbish looking things, or like white light above the head of the person in the picture. So I told her to let me see what I feel or whatever, but I was asking questions like, is there a light around him? Is there a light here or there? And she's like, no, because I wasn't really feeling anything in that light, which was weird. So I don't know if that could have been maybe his aura or what that was for sure. But that morning when I like talked to her and stuff, his grandma started coming in. The person that was in that picture's grandma, and she was a young grandma. But she started coming in, so I started telling this, texting this person, this is what I'm feeling, this is what I'm feeling, this is what I'm feeling, whatever. And then Grandpa came through too. Grant you, these were not like 80, 90-year-old grandparents. These were young grandparents. Probably 10 years older than me, maybe, who had passed. So I did that, which, yay me, because I got things that were random to me, but she knew what I was talking about. So not only did I do that that day, but it was early in the morning when I did that. So me and my daughter decided to go to breakfast, and we have a couple favorite places we like to go down here in Indy. And I'm like, Lyd, where do you want to go for breakfast today? And she was like, IHOP. And I'm looking at her weird, like, IHOP, because she hates IHOP. Sorry, IHOP. No offense, but she does not like IHOP. And for some reason, she said she wanted to go to IHOP. And I'm like, okay, let's go, whatever. Usually we eat other places. But so we get to IHOP, and as soon as I walk in the door at IHOP, and great, this is early, kind of in the morning, I walk in the door, I hear this man named Jimmy saying, buy them breakfast. And I'm looking around like, oh, okay, there's quite a few people in here, who am I supposed to buy breakfast? So the waitress sits us like over into this corner by ourselves, but about 6 to 10 feet away from me was a family, a man, a wife, and his 2 younger kids. And we're sitting there, and I keep hearing this guy named Jimmy saying, buy them breakfast, buy them breakfast. So I'm looking around like, okay, there's all kinds of people, sporadically throughout the building. Who am I supposed to buy breakfast? And my daughter from across the table texts me and says, Mom, the guy beside us is military. And I'm thinking, how does she know that, So I said, well, I text her back because we didn't want people hearing our conversation. So I text her back, and I'm like, how do you know that? And he's like, he asked about the military discount. So I was like, oh my gosh. It was almost like a smack in my face. That Jimmy guy was saying, Jimmy the spirit, was saying, buy them breakfast. So he was talking about the couple next to me. I just couldn't figure out who he was talking about as soon as I walked in the door. So what happened was, I'm sitting there, and me and Lydia are texting back and forth still, because we don't like go out in public and say, oh yeah, my mom's a freak, or nothing like that. And we don't want to freak people out thinking something's wrong with me. So we often keep what I do kind of secret, just so we don't scare people off. But I hadn't talked to this guy, but I heard him talking to his kids and, different things like that. And so the waitress comes to his table, and she's bringing him the bill. And I'm like, wait. I said, ma'am, I said, ma'am, wait a minute. I would like to pay for their, breakfast. And I looked at the man, and I said, my daughter said she overheard you were military. And he said, yes, I am. I said, well, I just want to thank you for your service, and I would love to buy your family breakfast. And he was like, oh, you don't need to do that, And I said, no, I do need to do that, because, I owe you way more than breakfast. So he got kind of teary-eyed a little, and I was about ready to get teary-eyed, I guess. I don't know. It's just because when you feel that kind of kindness and what you're doing for someone else, and how much you see how much it means to someone else, it brings like joy to your heart, but it also brings, like I don't know. Morning. It brings like, I don't know, like happiness or something. So I asked him if, or he asked me, I guess. He asked me, well, what's your name? And I said Charity. And he kind of looks at me like, okay, whatever. So I was kind of like, I told him, no, really, my name's Charity. And he was like, well, that name fits you. And I kind of chuckled and I thought, oh God, don't tell my mom this. Her head will get huge. And she'll be like, because she's always saying, I named her well. Yeah, so he kind of chuckled and stuff. And he thanked me. And he says, you know what? He says, me and my wife do this. We buy breakfast or coffee or McDonald's for people behind us in line. He says, but no one has ever done this for us. And I'm like, what? And he's like, no one has ever done this for us, even though we've done it for so many people. And I'm like, are you kidding me? So I was like, but bam, there it is. Yeah, bam, there it is. So that's why Jimmy was telling me to buy them breakfast. It was because this military man and his family have never had breakfast bought for them by anyone. So that's why from the time I opened up them IHOP doors, he's telling me, Jimmy, is to buy breakfast. Now, I did not mention Jimmy's name, and I'll tell you why. Because I've got energy coming already. So I did not tell him why or who breakfast was from, because our veterans, we don't know what they've been through, combat wise or military wise, or the people they've lost in their life along the way. And I kind of felt like this person, Jimmy, had died either from war of some kind, or an accident while he was in the service, or maybe at his own hands. I couldn't quite figure it out. So to me, sometimes I have to be very cautious what I say to people, because if I was to have said, this is breakfast from Jimmy, this could have thrown that man into some kind of PTSD moment or rehash some memories that he does not want to remember. So I did not say this was breakfast from Jimmy, because I was scared what that might do to this man emotionally. So I didn't say Jimmy. And I sometimes wish I would do that. I wish I would have, because that might have meant a lot to him. But in the long run, I have to weigh the pros and cons of what I do. And I kind of have to have some ethics about me. And if I would have said that to him, I don't know what the rest of that man's day might have been like. It could have been a negative day for him. So I just thought, well, I know it's from Jimmy. Maybe in his heart, maybe he'll get a sign from his friend Jimmy that says, hey, I'm here or whatever. But I didn't want to rehash some memories that might not be great memories. So I never said anything. But it was funny because how I know that this breakfast was meant to be bought for him was the mom started talking to her son about his new school. So we find out that this family had just moved to Indianapolis. They just freaking moved here. They just got here. And they even asked me, well, are you from Indy, And I'm like, no, I live a couple hours away. And he was like, oh. So he was trying to find out if we were around Indy, I think, because they had just moved here. So Jimbo was like saying, welcome to Indy, I guess. So I hope I represented Indianapolis by buying his breakfast. You're welcome, Indy. So I just want to give you guys that there's lessons in there about our veterans. And a lot of our veterans walk around here with masks on, and I don't mean like COVID masks. I mean they're hiding some serious things behind those eyes that we don't see. So we need to learn to be compassionate and understanding. We need to be thankful and show them gratitude, the veterans. And especially right now with our country being so crazy, these guys and these men and women have put their lives on the line for decades and centuries, to keep our country, whatever, safe and free. And so I not only learned a valuable lesson myself with my gift that I need to learn to zip it sometimes when it comes to spirits coming in, depending on the circumstance. And maybe that we need to start paying it forward to our veterans and our military, because like I said, that man, he was probably my age, had never had anybody buy him breakfast or a coffee or a McDonald's while he's in line. I mean, what the hell kind of shit is that? I don't know. I've never heard of that. But him and his wife do it all the time for other people, but yet it's never been reciprocated to him and his family. So that kind of shocked me a little bit, you know. I'm sorry, I don't care what branch of military you're in. If I know you're military, I'm probably going to buy you a coffee or something, just because I feel like we owe that, at least that much to you. We owe you a lot more, veterans out there. So I just want to say to all the veterans, and it couldn't come at a better time, because November 11th is Veterans Day. So it couldn't have come at a better time. So I'm thanking Jimmy for giving me that lesson again and reminding me about our military. And so I just want to say, all you veterans out there, I'm thinking of you. You're close to my heart, because I know, I mean, I can't even imagine what you've gone through to help protect the United States. But I just want to say thank you. And I hope all you guys out there that know someone who's a veteran or is currently serving, that you do something good for them. So, lesson learned, everyone. So, sorry about my other video, but I don't know why it wouldn't upload. But that's okay. Here I am this morning, looking like crap, giving you guys a lesson. Alright, you guys have a good day. I'll try to get some more videos up once I get back home. So, have a good Monday. Alright, see ya.